My desktop looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's shined all that up. Looks nice. It's all dried out now. 24 hours. I'm watching SMA. So, gotta watch Eric O. Well, I got this fan just now, just moments ago. I wanted to tell you about the box. See, this is what you do is you look up, you should know this before you get it to the house, but it's on the chart. So it's a 2048, 16. So it's this one. So 16 curved. It's a pusher. And that'll fit in my radiator just fine. And I shouldn't have any trouble. 40 amperes. Whoa! Even with a relay? 40 amp weather. Okay, well, I don't know. I think with a relay, well, I don't think I got a 40 amp fuse. I got a 30. Well, I'll put a 20 in it, thinking that would be enough. Look, some of these are 15, 25, 20, but this is the big 40. All right, and not a sponsor, but this is the only fan I get. I don't get Hayden fans anymore. I certainly do not get Hayden fan controllers anymore, and we just don't do that. But that's one heavy thing. Let's see how the motor feels. Oh, yeah. Boy, that's got some lopey to it. That's got some good magnets in it. Look at that. Whoa. Okay, and this is not the kind that I guess you could turn around if you had to, but it's going to rotate this direction and pull air toward the radiator. It actually had that little diagram on the box, and you can certainly find this online, but let's take a look at that. See, it just says it right there. So we'll put it on the front of the fan to push it toward the mechanical fan, like a Lexus, huh? And rubber fan gasket. Well, I didn't know they had all this stuff. Why didn't somebody tell me these things? I don't think that's going to matter too much. Something else to come off and rot and all that other stuff. So I got this from Mr. Gasket. I can't wait to compare these to the Fail Pros perforated head gasket. And looking forward, we'll have to read the instructions there. We'll do that tonight. I can't do anything right now. I gotta go. And then I got these. I just feel better. I don't have that kind of collector, but that's okay. They didn't have donuts, but I'll figure out something. I think I got whatever it goes there. I think they just flange together, actually. I'll have to kind of look at that. So it comes with nuts and bolts and all kinds of good stuff. Those are the good kind of bolts. I'm happy, if nothing else, to have the hardware. Okay, and I got a balanced HP thermostat. Whoa. Your hot rod helper. So, it should be a 53 millimeter. I think that's what those are, 4364. I don't know what that. It says it'll fit. So, we'll see. And it says 180 degrees. They all should be stamped right there. Increases. Well, I'm for both of those. So I've already had that. I don't want that again. I've already suffered that. Didn't get 10 or 15 miles before it was a problem. I think I'm going to leave that fan on something flat. I don't want it anything to warp it, because the sun's going to be blasting in here. So I got to go, but I'll be right back in just a second, as far as you know. All the grass is cut, so that means I can come down here now. So I got hold of this thing, the 4364 balanced thing, and all you got to do is just look at the thing, and you can tell. So here's the original equipment one, or what we would call, your normal replacement. And what do you think that is? 3/4 of an inch or something across there. This is a great deal more flow, and it is toward the radiator. Well, yeah, okay. I can understand that. Now, I can't believe it. No, I was mistaken. I thought it had some kind of little relief in it, like I like to do. We won't be drilling any holes in this. I guess I'm just going to have faith and go at it like that. It fits perfectly. And so this will be these are original bolts, I think, for this thing. So that's what we're going to go with here. And this is going to go back up to the box of the box of thermostats. So we will hope that that takes care of that. Somebody made off with my battery charger, so I got one of these for the car. I think I know who did it. Somebody helping me clean up. No, they helped clean up all right, so I had to spend more money on them. That's okay. So that is a perfectly good thermostat. So we just, this will just head toward the upstairs venue. Now let's talk about exhaust manifold gaskets. I'm going to cover a lot of topics here. I'm going to tell you what we're about to do. This is a 7665G. Now this comes with a lot of stuff, and I'm going to tell you, one thing I care about is this. It doesn't tell you which way goes which, but I guess it don't matter. So we'll go like this. So that's going to be fine. So it comes with hardware like we discussed at one point. Now, what I run into with my heads over there and everything was the depths were very strange. So you'll get a false tight if you're not careful. Okay, so hold on to this hardware, and that's for the collectors that I don't have. That's for the other collectors I don't have, but that is some nice hardware that sadly we are missing a nut out of that one. No, we're not. 333. Okay, I thought it was a 4-bolt thing. It's a 3-bolt. Okay, and then I got these. Now these, use these at your own risk. Like I say, I remember going through quite a bit of turmoil finding dead ends and spots in that. So always check your threads, okay? Always do that. Now, let's talk about head gaskets. I opened one and I sealed it right back up again after I got the instructions out of it. So this is a 1118. And I am going to compare these as best I can without opening them, and I'll tell you why I'm not opening them in a minute, or we're going to leave them out. So let's get one of these. Let's get one of the. Well, I think there's one over there. Let's just get one over there. Well, maybe there's not. There's an old one. Same thing, I guess. It's the same as it ever was. Here comes a twister. Okay. Let's just see what we can compare to here. Oh, it's that very buggy time of year. I don't necessarily. Yeah, I can say that the internal, the hole, the cutout for the piston is smaller here, which I think will be helpful. Now, I'm going to tell you, these things are more delicate than I thought they were, these new head gaskets. So, clearly, these have several millimeters. The new ones are a little smaller, and I'm looking forward to seeing how those fit, because these are entirely not going to work. Like I say here, I'm going to take up some of that space there. It's going to be great. Okay, well, that's mainly what I care about. So let's cover that back up, and we're going to put these in a very, very wind-free location. So when I pull the instructions out, do not use any type of glue or sealant on this head gasket. So I ain't going to be using that, at least not on this one. There's a special coating, and so you just don't mess with that. I guess. Oh, I got to get the sun off the Harley. I was outside doing stuff, so hang on a second. Let me do this. Okay, yeah, I don't want my paint job suffering over there. So, you don't. They mean this. I'm sure they do, and I was surprised by that number right there. Place straight edge across head and block surfaces. Surfaces should be flatness should not vary more. 10, 25 thousandths or 30 thousandths. So, tens, hundreds, thousandths. I don't know. Well, I've been to the machine shop. Just go to the damn machine shop and have them check them and deck them, okay? If they need to be decked. So don't do this with a straight edge, because I tried it, and one of mine was twisted, so it would give you kind of another case of a false positive. So I checked them and a year ago, and they seemed flat, and they were not. So just take them to the machine shop. They've got that vacuum thing now too that they check them with. It's pretty cool. It's all factory torque. Okay, that's easy. What is it? 95 to 105 or 90 to 105. So something in there. Check up on your deal stuff. So clean all your bolts, your head bolts, which I've done with my ultrasonic. Tighten in at least 3 steps. I'd probably go to 20, 60, and then on up from there. I don't know how to use a torque wrench. Well, I guess it matters. Use hardened washers. Now, that is a point of contention here. I have got these high collars, and I don't know if I'm going to use those or not. I've got these, and I've got some other ones too. Let me see if, yeah, here they are. I got these. These are hardened. I probably will use these because I know for a fact that these are grade 8s. So if you know, I'm gonna have to think about that. But I'm not going to. If I use these, I'm going to bend them flat. I am not going to use the spiral cut deal there. Just not. Had more in there than I thought. So I got plenty of those. So always keep. If you ever hear, plastic bags are right there. Okay. Oh, wrong thing. It's going to be a long segment, so stick with me. Use Earl's thread sealant. Boy, that is an important one right there. On bolts that enter the cooling path. If you don't do that, you're going to be real sorry real quick. So make sure that you don't have any holes. That if you have anything in the passages, just get that. Okay? Or as close as you can to it. I'm going to tap all the holes. I'm going to do that here shortly. Maybe not today, but soon. This is important too. And I will be using engine oil, because that's probably what they use, something like that when they assemble. And that, this is for Ford. I've got hay fever. I'm going to have to go for a minute. Sorry. Okay. Well, anyway, keep hold of that. Put these somewhere very, very safe. And that's going to be right here and upside down. And I don't want any dust to get on these because they're sticky. And I guess that's more stuff about what it is. Okay, but that, I think we already know enough about that. So, what was I going to do next? I can't have this lying in the house. You know why? Because that looks like a spider. From a distance. It gets me every time. So, back to this. This is what I've got on the head gasket stuff. So, that can hit the bin. This is one of my bins in here now. And so, let's talk about this. Okay? I have decided to do a full mock-up here on this cooling fan situation. So, I've got my relay ready. I've got my toggle switch ready. And I've got I'm probably not going to hook that up. I don't know, I might, it depends. I probably will be using wire nuts. Don't use those in real life. I've got this aftermarket radiator that's practically new. So I've got the original one in the boot, but I'm not going to spend $600 on that. And I've got my fan ready. So the big problem you hit here is the condenser. So technically, in the real world, your condenser is supposed to be flat up against your radiator with whatever padding required. I don't live in that world. And when I mounted this thing, I used these. That's kind of chalky, but damn if it didn't work for a long time. And that's what they gave me to use, so I used it. And it's not leaking or anything like that. So you got this piece of vertical metal. Lord knows what you're going to run into. So what we got here is this radiator sits And I have a little bit of play on this. But she does sit there. That was tragic, but it had to be done. You got to have cooling, expansion. Damn birds. God bless it. I was looking up electronic bird dissuaders today. So that's going to be, I've got some play with this. And as you can probably see, I got a pretty fair amount of distance between this and the condenser. And I'll try not to mess up anything more than I have to. So this thing is not too horribly thick, but it is kind of thick. But as we know, I'm going to put it on this side of the radiator. So I'm going to have to get something. I try so hard not to take meds for this, but boy, sometimes you just dream about wanting to. So anyway, I cut the grass. That didn't help any. I'm going to go ahead and I guess something came out of the radiator. Oh, that was transmission oil out of the transmission lines. But the things at the base of this. Let me clean this radiator. But I'm going to go ahead and mount the fan to this and slip it down in there and see what I get. And see the transmission things dumped out. I was wondering how my foot got oily. Well, you can see it coming out right there. Might want to just blow that out, eh? Okay, well, let's just put it like that. We'll just put some cat litter on it. And then we'll mount this thing to here, and we'll see what we got. And I'll do a mock-up, and we will see just how it goes. Just I hope I get the little red light working on the switch. I'm more worried about that than anything else. That's other stuff's a cakewalk for me. I've done this since I was a kid. Well, let's go get all the hundreds of thousands of little jumper wires that I possess, and I don't know how many I need, so I'm going to take them all. See, I got bunches of the things. Oop, there's one I really. Oop, there's two down, two to go. Okay, so I'll give you an update on the TR4 exhaust system being handled by our good friends at DHL. Talked to the CEO's secretary about it of DHL Monday. She's going to get right on it, so it's almost 5 days later, and I haven't heard a word. DHL itself, not any good. I have contacted other people, and nothing. So 4 or 5 days, who cares? We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen there. But tomorrow, we're going to mock it up right there. I mean, what difference it make? Let me get wire strippers and stuff. I think I've got some of those pull-through things to hold the fan to here. If I don't, I have another methodology of doing that, and I'll show you what it is. It won't do anybody any harm showing you that. So, British Parts Northwest, which is about as far away in America as you can be from me, they're going to be here. Those parts are going to be here tomorrow. So let's just get some wire cutters and strippers. I kind of like these. Sometimes these old ones don't handle big and very large gauge wire. So hopefully tomorrow I will have a head gasket for Lucifer here, and we will. I can remember that collapsed hose. We will be working on that. That is not even a day's worth of work unless you run into a snag, which is altogether possible. But it's a pretty simple engine. Okay, let's mock this thing up and see what that gets me every damn time. That gets me every time. So let's see what I've got in here to hold things. Let's cover everything back up again. Well, that was a long segment, but sometimes that's the way it goes. You never know what you'll find looking around my place here. Well, I had some of this kit. This is the 226201, and not enough of it though. Where was it? It was I had 2 of these and 1 holder, and that ain't too good. But I did find these pads, 4 pads, so I won't be using those, I'm afraid. Now my trick for using pull ties is you can go to almost any hardware store and get these washers, and that's probably not quite big enough, but this is the theory. You pull this through, and then you poke this through, and then you put another pull tie on this end and cut it out with the washer and the pad, and you pull it to, and it works. I've done that 100 times. Maybe not 1,000, but maybe 100. So I need to get me another box of them just in case. But you can use anything else. And then I was digging through my set, and I found these nice heavy-duty ones here. Say. And I found another set of pads. These right here. So I've got 8 pads. I've got 4 of these. I don't know what size that is. Curiosity. What do you? All right. I don't know. What do you think? A 6? I don't know. Let's go see. I don't think I would want to use a flat blade screwdriver anywhere around this. It just doesn't seem like the best idea. I once dropped a screwdriver, and it hit the radiator on the base just perfectly and punched a hole right in it. So these things will happen. Well, it could be quarter. I've got some metric stuff down here. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Hang on a sec. All right, so it is a 7mm, and that's the way I would do it. Keep sharp things away from radiators. So, okay, sharp bladed things, you know. Sharp people, I guess that's different. The first part of any mock-up is to make sure things are as they should be. So the black wire here, I'm going to use this original plug and put some insulated pushers in there. The black goes to, the black goes to negative. I know that, pretend that's black, okay. So there's your negative wire going down and around and into the black wire. Now, I've worked with these, and I think sometimes they're backwards. But I do like to check to see the rotation. Now, if you look at this, you want this to go in an anti-clockwise direction. So, now this thing's got some torque to it, so don't hold on loosely and don't let go. And and this is a pretty good battery. So let's just see what we get here. And oh, like I said, I mean that's putting out some air, and it doesn't tell you, but you want that to go in an anti-clockwise direction. So disconnect everything. I can capture it here somehow. So that one seems to be correct. I swear I've had it go backwards on me, but this one's okay. So now we go back to the mechanicals, and well, that old battery was kind of expensive, and it sure got my use out of it though. All right, so let's put this on that radiator. You know, the age-old question of how deep do you go into doing something, or explaining it on YouTube anyway, that's got a little bit of a lip on it. So this is a wonderful design radiator and system, because you got your hot water coming in here and your cool water going out on the other side. So you have some leeway on where to put your fan. Now some systems, if it's here and your inlet's here, you really should put your fan here, because that's where most of the hot water is, you know. But this one, it really doesn't matter too much. So of all the stuff that I collected up that I just happened to have in stock, I sort of decided those were a little bit too dense. I mean, that's just hard rubber right there, to put between the fan and the radiator. And so what I've done is I've got everything in place. I've got these ones that are far more collapsible here, and I've kind of pre-made my holes. So I got my, I think they're number 10 washers, whatever fits. And then I poke them through this, and then I put the sticky side on the fan. Make sure that none of that, look at that, you got to be careful there, because see, that could interfere. Well, I just noticed that. You don't want anything interfering with fan happiness there. And it looks like those could do that. And I don't want stickiness hitting the fan blade. I don't think that's going to be an issue. So that, of course, means I go get some scissors and cut right there. And cut that back a little bit. I don't want anything interfering with this fan. This thing pulls enough amps as it is. And try to remember when you start doing this which way you want your wire to come out, and keep that in mind and clock it that way. So my wire is going to come up this way because most of the electricals are on the driver's side of the car. Yeah, it's a pretty darn busy side of a car. Everything's over there. I wish more was on the other side, but I think that might have been because it had air conditioning and everything was on the other side with air conditioning. I don't know. But, they did the best they could. All right, so let's snippy snip them things. All right, she's in place with the little pads there that I trimmed off the little bits. So we'll check the fan once I get it on here. Of course, I'm going to mock it up with a switch like I said I was going to do anyway. All right, let's. We don't have anything on the back yet, so let's do that right now, and then we'll. Oh, wire cutters are behind me. Okay. Okay, we have all of these in here, fairly good. I think that one could be a little tighter, but we'll have to. We'll do that right now. Just hang on a second. I want to try to crush this. Pad. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. Ooh. All right. So here are the remnants. Just go ahead and cut them off. Don't thread all the way down. You'll be here half a day doing that. Getting them wing nuts on. Okay, so make sure your pads aren't interfering with your fan, and you can spin it and see. Okay, that's pretty good there. So we got our pigtail going there. I've decided to go with these here, and I don't think it makes a lot of difference. And then those are the ones on the back. And I don't think the main fan's going to be close to that. I do have some leeway in the mounting of this thing. Boy, it got heavier. No doubt of that. So let's crank her up and then get the, got a couple wire nuts there if I need them. So clean up your mess and let's move to step 2. Okay, just gonna run another little test bit here. Let's see. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Okay, yeah. Okay, so I got the red to positive. I got the negative going here, so it should go this way. Let's just give her a little touch. Yeah, see? And then I'm going to hold on to this thing because she's got some velocity. Okay, noise alert. All right, everybody ready? Okay. I dandled on my knee. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, baby. Pushing some air. Well, I got to tell you, sometimes on Hayden's, it feels like baby's breath. It just don't. But this, you can actually feel it. So, all right. Well, let's do the fancy wiring up here and get her going that way. I'm not going to be using this. I'll use it in the car. I'm not going to be using it right now. The biggest I could find was a 30. Do I have a circuit breaker? That might be the thing. I think I got one. Let me see if I think I was mentioning the other day somebody. Let's see if I've got a circuit breaker and what size it is. I'm going to try this. I'm going to carry, I don't know if I could recommend anybody do that, but I do what I want to. You can do what you want to. There's where I cut off that lip. And I do have this 20 amp circuit breaker. And it will fit in there like that. And I'm going to use this and put it and mark it that it's fan and all that stuff and whatnot. But there you go. And ain't that pretty? Sheesh. Digging that. I think that was in T-Bird. But I'm going to carry some fuses with me, of course. But this, if it blows, I got this 31. I just find it difficult to believe that thing pulls 40 amps. But your household circuit's usually 15 or 20. So So anyway, it probably does. And but for now, I'm going to do that. Just carry those, put that in the glove box. Okay. As I promised, I'm going to eventually do this thing. Get myself sorted here. So do you really want me to explain this? I will. Okay, I'm just going to walk you through it, and I'm going to go real slow. And I've gone ahead and hooked up my LED light to the switch. That just complicates matters. That's why I left it out of this diagram to start with, and I drew my little light right here. We'll see if this all goes in a minute. If I remember right, this wiring makes that light on the end of that switch light up. Okay, as you can tell, I've kind of got it all meatballed up here. So you got your relay with your 87 going to the proper polarity side of your load. Okay? Now that red coiled up wire there is the one that's probably on right now. We're not going to get a meter. So that's the one that's on when it's off, when the coil's off. The coil's not energized. So you number 80, that's 87A, that's the red one that's terminated, going nowhere. The let's see, 80 is the white wire, and it goes to one side of your switch. Don't think it matters. And then let's just look and see which one. Well, you know what? They have them marked. Looks like they got polarity symbols there. Okay, so yeah, okay. Oh, it's because it's LED. Yeah, it does matter. Okay, we'll see if I get lucky here. That says positive side. I'm not going to move this around too much because I'm a little afraid of it. Well, you see that little positive mark there? I do happen to have it hooked to the positive side of the battery. Okay, so white goes to the negative side of the switch. Okay, and then the blue wire, and this is the reason for the thing, it goes through the coil and all that. So the number 30 goes directly to positive. Now, normally I'd have, in the car I'm going to have that fuse there. So don't forget your fuse. And so blue wire goes there. Black wire goes to earth. So we've got that explained. 4 wires coming off the relay. Load, negative side of the switch. This is a great place to work because there's a breeze here unless it keeps blowing your stuff away. Okay. Oh, stop it. Okay. All right. So then you got your relay goes to the negative side, positive side of the switch goes to the battery. Then I've got this hooked up to the negative. Your load will go to negative on the proper side, and so everything's as it should be, I think. So I don't think I went too fast on any of that. So this, gosh, I hope this works. Maybe I can get some safety squints here. And so there is your earth side to hopefully make the switch work. So, okay, I know that don't look good, but this is only going to be for a second. Well, a couple of seconds maybe. So let's, all right, so we've got it all ready. Contact. Oh, look at that. Woohoo! God, thing's a monster. It's expensive too. So here we go again. Get that disconnected now. So we don't have some kind of dead short going on here. All right, so like I said, only be a few seconds. So that's the trick right there to get these COM 11310 switches to fire off. Now, like I say, there's going to be 3 new switches in the Bonnie. And the Bonnie, this is the one that I would really, if I had the light, this would be the one. The other one didn't. They don't fire off because of the way they're wired. And I don't remember what that is. At least I know how to do it now. So once again, it's been a long time. What's it been? A month? We're waiting on blue and all. Here's the inside of the old girl. So that's fuel pump. That's air fuel. And I might just put the fan when you need a lot of room for the crazy things. I want that fan to be one I can get to. And I don't know, we'll have to see. If I have to make an extension right there, I will. Like I did for that thing. Well, I hadn't checked that in a long time. You want to check that? Let's see if it still shows half a tank. It's been sitting with the battery disconnected so long. We'll do that, and then maybe I'll get... I don't know why it would lose its programming, but maybe it will, because it's... That's just the way it does. I'll have to reprogram it. I hope I've got the directions back there. Okay, I heard some ticking and popping going on. I don't know if the key's in it. Yep, I think it's, that's air fuel. I think I got the relay thing going. That's that. If not, I can get it online. You can get PDF online. So, yeah, keys are in it. So she should be showing half a... Look at that. Whoa! I know there's 10 gallons in this 20-something gallon tank, 21, 22 tank. So that's still working with us. Okay. That is great. Okay. All right, that thing there. That just puts my mind at ease, knowing that I have that capability with an adjustable fuel gauge. I can't express some things. I mean, that's just something my whole life. I know we all feel that way. I just take this out entirely. We just don't, everybody gets affected by different things. So anyway, I guess I'm going to start assembling the motor tomorrow, cleaning it. And I would imagine it would be just as important to clean the block here with those fancy pre-sticky heads. Let's set this in there before we go. Just make sure she fits okay. I didn't think about that. But so that's, this is a great place to sit. I've always liked sitting on the floor. I think there's a very old picture of me. I just prefer to sit on the floor. Just like it. For a while. Not all the time. Okay, let's slip this in and see what goes on. I like those there. I'm going to leave those little pieces of foam there. But yeah, let's start putting some components on the old girl. And the other thing I want to say too is remember that you warm it up. Once you run it for 20 minutes, you retorque the heads. You run it for 50 or 100 miles, you retorque the heads. You run it for 500 miles and you retorque the heads. Okay, you got to keep doing that and make sure everything's going to stay flat and even. And you get cat litter and you pick up your stain right there. So drag it all over the shop. All right, let's see if she fits. All right, I probably shouldn't do this with one hand, but I believe I'll be okay. Let's see what happens here. Okay. All right, and then it goes in there. Hopefully, it'll sit flat. Ooh, yeah, baby. Yeah, whoa. So, I don't have my fancy light with me. But let's see, we're a pretty good distance. Maybe I can get this light. Yeah, we're a pretty good distance. Ooh, boy. It's a matter of, you won't be able to see from here. I think that's going to be okay. Just don't put it too tight against there. Okay. Woo-hoo. Sometimes things work out, especially if you're clean living type. So, somebody call me and tell me how that is. All right, I'm going to be a little bit more steady about that. So, that's pretty good. So, I've got another 4 or 5 of the 1,000 hours it takes to get these things right. To turn the key, as Mick said the other day. Yeah, you got to spend that 1,000 hours if you want to sit there and turn the key. All right, so there that is. All right, so let's see. What did I do here? How did I do this all those years ago? Ooh, that's good. Well, it worked. And I got a couple. I went into that rim. Look at that, it's still shiny even. So yeah, I don't drive her in the rain, of course. And oh, down there I just got some pull ties. Okay, so that ought to be fine. All kinds of room there. Okay, so that does it. Let's call this a day, and let's just take this in little bites. Let's not make big old long videos about stuff. Let's go. I can't sit on the hammock now. The sun's hit me, and I have a feeling that just around the corner there's a carpenter bee factory, and they produce them and they tell them where to come. I'm having a real trouble with ticks here. Got a real outbreak of them, and so I'm cutting the grass real low, staying away from the tall grass. I wish they'd come make hay out of this stuff, and then I'm going to get some stuff and try to get the ticks, because I just can't stand the things. I grew up with them, and I've always been in the woods or somewhere, or on islands or somewhere, and I've just, come to a point where just get the damn pesticide and kill them. Okay, well, let me clean up my mess, and tomorrow or the next day I'll start assembling the beast. Thanks for watching, spending time with me. What time is it, 5? It's just after 5, so I think I could call it quits. Got a lot to do. That's always good.